is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this very special edition of the Tournament of Terrible Finals. Danny, the brackets you have decided already. You've made all your votes. The decisions have been cast, and you have chosen what is the most terrible thing of 2019. Danny, we have already got a leader for 2020, and that is coronavirus.
A virus that threatens the entire theme park season, Andy.
Holy cow.
I'm calling it right now, coronavirus versus losing the thrilling 32 because you didn't pick your favorite ride is next year's Tournament of Terrible Finals.
But before we get there, we've already got it. There's actually a lot that have already happened in 2020 here. But so far, we are
World War III.
We are going to go over the Final Four here. So you guys selected into the Final Four. In regions 1 and 2, coming out of region 1, was commenting but not reading and watching. Danny, a fine pick to be in the Tournament of Terrible. Something that's
certainly one of the most terrible things in the entire bracket this year.
And coming out of region 2 was basketballs. One that I kind of suspected was going to be a really big powerhouse in this tournament, ended up moving into the Final Four.
You had basketballs pegged pretty early as one that you thought would do very well.
Absolutely. Basketballs, I thought had a shot to be champ this year. We'll see what happens here, though. Coming out of Region 3 was renovating rides, making them worse. Now, Danny, this has been the Cinderella story of the Tournament of Terrible.
Well, this is one of those things that we put in there because I had a very specific experience towards the end of 2019 with this, so we decided to put it in towards the end, and then we sort of, you had some relation to this with your feelings on what they did to Legend a few years ago at Holiday World, but people have taken this one and ran with it.
Yes, this one has got the rocket on its back, and it is shooting right to the main event here, but it has to match up in this Final Four matchup with the champ, the reigning champion. To be the man, you got to beat the man, and that man right now is Line Jumpers, the perennial favorite that has just been running through different topics in different categories.
And we thought we had one that might have knocked it off.
And it's just, and Line Jumpers has just proven to be better than the rest so far. So let's look at what moves on here. So moving on into the championship out of regions 1 and 2, is indeed basketballs, knocking off, commenting but not reading, watching. Danny, I know you have a problem.
I've got a problem with this, Andy, because I can have a little bit of fun with the basketballs. You know, your whole free throw percentage.
Yes. Whenever my rule is, if you see someone dribbling a basketball in the park, you should automatically ask them, "What is your free throw percentage?" and see what they say. Because honestly, if you're going to dribble the ball through the park, you better be, up to speed with all of your stats.
Well, and let's be honest here. Some of the parks have actually done a pretty good job with this and have started to deflate the basketballs, like the New England Patriots won Rob Dole.
Rob Dole.
Yeah, they're New England Patriot basketballs now. But anyways, I mean, the commenting without watching, there's just no excuse for this.
None. Reading headlines.
And we see it with every video we post.
Information.
I'm sure there's some loser right now who's commenting on this video who hasn't even gotten to this point in the video.
No. So,
and I can say that because I know they didn't watch to this point.
Exactly.
So I know they're
it
not
doesn't
going to
matter.
hear it.
You can't offend someone.
So screw you, commenter, who's already commented below and hasn't read this.
Moving out of region 3 and 4, Danny, a shocker. The Cinderella ball continues, renovating rides, making them worse, knocks off the champion Line Jumpers. Danny, we are guaranteed a brand new champion here in the Tournament of Terrible. This is crazy. I don't know. Renovating rides, making them worse, knocking off Line Jumpers. Danny, what are your thoughts here?
Well, this is the same thing kind of from the first matchup, right? Line jumpers, we found a way to have some fun with some line jumpers. You can always have a little bit of fun with line jumpers. But as far as renovating a ride, investing money in construction teams and design teams and everything, to invest money to make a ride worse, I can't think of any reason that would be a good thing. There is no excuse. So in my mind, this is actually the correct pick.
Well, let's look at the championship here. And the championship, Danny, I can tell you that the split between these two choices was 70-30. So one of them was
a resounding champion.
One of them was a clear favorite here amongst the voters. So a 70-30 split. This was not a close matchup, as opposed to renovating rides, making them worse versus line jumpers was the closest vote in Tournament of Terrible history.
Well, I would think, personally, I think the two best remaining were renovating rides and making them worse, and then commenting without watching. So in my mind, I think that this is a shoo-in, because like we talked about with basketballs, you can have a little bit of fun with that. And the fact that the other one was closer, the defending champ, to be the man, you've got to beat the man. I would think the one that just beat the man, that's the one that I voted for. That's the one that I think would win this one. That's what I voted for, but I've been wrong before. Not often, but
keep in mind, basketballs was my early pick here. So
that was your early pick, right?
My early pick was basketballs.
We didn't think that renovating rides and making them worse would get past. We thought it might win the first round.
It's just something we threw in there for a few laughs here and there.
I thought splashing paint on cars would go farther than renovating rides and making them worse.
So, Danny, okay, 70-30 split. And it is indeed renovating rides, making them worse is the Tournament of Terrible champion.
Yeah!
You got to beat the man. And renovating rides and making them worse has indeed beat the man and become the new champ. So, Danny, renovating rides, making them worse will be in the 2020 Tournament of Terrible. And we will see if it can beat things like coronavirus or not picking your favorite ride in the Thrilling 32 bracket.
And losing because of it.
So, Danny, we've already got a wonderful 2020 lineup here of three great competitors already announced for the 2020 edition. But, Danny, this year, 2019, renovating rides, making them worse. And, Danny, I can't disagree. What they did to Legend was disastrous, was terrible. Was absolutely terrible. I know it wasn't 2019, but still.
But what they did to Wildcat, I mean, already one of the worst wooden coasters in the world, and they made it, in my mind, without a shadow of a doubt, the worst wooden coaster in the world.
Well, ladies and gentlemen.
Which is funny because they have one of the best in the world right across the way in Boulder Dash. I know you don't agree with that, but...
Well, we will have to agree to disagree there.
Andy's opinions maybe next year in the Tournament of Terrible.
Maybe. No.
Anyway, webcams that auto-adjust brightness and focus. We've dealt with that a lot on this show.
Depending on the shirt color that you wear. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for voting in this this very prestigious event that we have here every year. I'm, of course, Andrew Barczyk from Chicago, Illinois.
And Danny Miller from Binghamton, New York.
Right on, Ride Warriors.
You guys are terrible.
Terrible.